The Vernee Thor, which lies in mid-tier category and Uber featured, is gonna up against Xtouch from Bluboo, Charlie from Geek Love. What's up everyone? And this is the comparison between Vernee Thor and Bluboo Xtouch. Mid-tier phones usually give us the idea of ordinary design, low build quality, and most importantly, the unpleasant using experience. However, that was a few years ago. Now you could get decent smartphones for a much lower price, like these top two picks in my hands. The phones use completely different material in their designs, and that results in different looks and grip feeling. The Vernee Thor is inspired from cobblestone shape, which features curves and rounded edges. Although most of the smartphones have been designed in this way to provide a comfortable handling experience. But I do like the baby skin rubber paint on the phone, which is very comfortable and easy to maintain. If you like the combination of glass and metal, you will prefer the way Xtouch looks, which is 3D mirror back and curved metal frame. The nicely CNC cutted frame comprising with glass gives you the elegant and premium feeling. But the back cover can get smudgy from your fingerprint after using it for a while. Both phones are pretty easy to use in one hand thanks to their compact sizes. The Vernee Thor has a 5-inch 720 by 1280 display that works out 294 ppi. And it has 2.5D Gorilla Glass 3 to protect the display. The body is almost the same size as iPhone 6s. The display of Xtouch is also 5-inch, but with a higher resolution 1080 by 1920 JDI display, you are going to get higher display quality, faster response, and a lower power consumption. We think both phones will give you overall great performance and the enjoyable visual experience of videos, games, and texts. On the hardware part, the only difference is the built-in storage, which makes obvious difference when it comes to real-world usage. For those of you who need tons of apps, pictures, videos, and games, 16GB of ROM in the Vernee Thor could make you frustrated. Xtouch, on the other hand, has 32GB internal storage. Fortunately, both devices support a microSD card. The processors of these phones are the same, which is the octa-core MT6753, clocked at 1.3 GHz. This chipset has been used on so many Chinese smartphones last year and is probably the most stable and well-developed chipset on the market. There are 3GB of RAM that can easily handle multitasks and running big games. Speaking of the hardware, they all have fingerprint readers, and the positions of the two are different. On the Vernee Thor, the sensor is on the back. It's pretty easy to place your index finger on the sensor to unlock and wake the phone at the same time. The same convenient operation can also be found on Xtouch, but it's up on the front and integrated with the physical home key. Connectivity across the board are very similar, but Vernee Thor lacks 850 MHz on 3G network. For the Wi-Fi, Xtouch supports dual band 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz, which has more stable connections, especially when you watch streaming videos or download large files. Enhanced GPS modules are added on both phones. But because Xtouch not only supports GPS but also GLONASS, the phone gets the position quicker. Another difference is about the audio. Bluboo put an independent smart audio management chip on the motherboard to decode audio. Vernee Thor gets a single speaker on the lower back, and the Bluboo Xtouch has a dual speaker at the bottom. That makes the Xtouch sound louder than the Thor. A larger battery in the Xtouch gives it a little bit more longevity overall. With a 30-50 mAh battery, you can get 1 day and a half of battery life. On the Vernee Thor, there is a 2800 mAh battery that provides about 1 day usage. Sony camera versus unknown camera. Sony is the best smartphone camera supplier in the world, And for mid-range smartphones, we are glad to see that Xtouch packs a decent 13-megapixel Sony IMX214 sensor with a dual-tone LED. On the Vernee Thor, you get a 13-megapixel image sensor, which might be from OmniVision. Both phones run the original Android camera app, but you have more options and shooting mode on Xtouch. Let's take a look at some of the sample shots.